This week on the Playbook, why your home might be a ticking time bomb, why data centers are quietly buying up rural America, and how one woman turned old house hoarding into $1 million+ payday. I'm Jeffrey St. Arromand, partner of the Trisha Lee team at Sirhan and cast member of Netflix Owning Manhattan. And now, let's get into this week's Playbook. 44 years old, that's the actual average age of an American home right now. And home building's been stuck at a 6-year low. Translation, really simple. Half the housing stock in this country is old enough to start hiding stuff from everyone. So you have bad plumbing, sketchy wiring, a roof that's technically still a roof. Now, home inspectors call the 40 to 50 year mark the danger zone. That's when roofs, HVAC systems, plumbing, electrical, foundations, all cashing in their chips, and they don't announce it, of course. Now, a house can look flawless, fresh paint, gut renovated kitchen, while quietly falling apart behind the walls. Case in point, a Philly remodeler recently opened up a 151-year house expecting what he calls light work. Well, surprise, surprise, he left with a bill of $70,000 that included a new roof, sewage lines, HVAC, the works. Now, meanwhile in Denver, an investor bought a 72-year-old home for $315,000. Then he dropped an additional $72,000 replacing galvanized pipes and upgrading the electrical, only to discover the power lines outside were too low for the utility company to sign off. Oh boy. Well, older houses have a way of surprising you. You know, this is what this calm voice of a man who's seen things doing renovations in the past have said. Now, the silver lining? He flipped it for $480,000, pocketing just over $62,000. The move, according to the pros, get an inspection and pull the permit history. 40 years with zero permitted work is a red flag that no inspector can fully see. Trust me, I've been there. Oh, and budget, about 30% contingency for anything built before 1960. Anything less, you're just rolling the dice and gambling. Big tech is quietly buying its way into lower income, lower density towns with fewer lawyers and slower moving housing markets to really push back on. Some landowners are saying no thanks. Now, one 82-year-old in Kentucky turned down $26 million for her land. Others, now they aren't hesitating. A Pennsylvania couple just sold their struggling hog farm for $22 million. Now, Texas oil fields and native land are also on the radar, largely because permitting moves faster there. Now, for what it's worth, 7 AI giants have pledged to cover their own power costs instead of passing them to locals. And early data suggests nearby home values aren't taking the hit the way people expected. Next on the Playbook, Rebecca Churchill has brought 3 homes, each over 120 years old, including a former Civil War hospital with hand tree trunks under the floor. Can you believe it? Now, her verdict, money pit, yes, but also genuinely a great investment. Now, her 1885 Jersey City row house went from $225,000 to $1.395 million. Her only regret? Everyone's painting the character right out of these places, she says. That pottery bronze trend of painting everything white? Ugh. After all the work she put into stripping the wood back, she can't believe it. But talk about an investment, that's a true ROI. Owning a home in Morocco is a pipe dream? Well, Moroccan investor Anis Shiti says it's actually affordable. Now, just watch out for the pitfalls, he warns. Now, Shiti says entry-level apartments can run $50,000 to $85,000, which is pretty affordable. But here's the catch. Titled properties, which are safe, registered, and financeable, versus traditional Melkia properties, which rely on old-school legal documents, and that can turn boundary disputes into inheritance nightmares. So his rule, pay more for the clean title and don't get clever on your first deal. Keep it really simple, and really clean. That's it for the Playbook this week. And remember, it's not just news, it's the play. Be sure to follow the Playbook and subscribe to Estate Media for more real estate news, strategy, and stories that actually matter.